Hello, Malaysians. It's been 2 or 3 months since the election, since I last posted a video, a clip on YouTube. Today I'm going to comment on the finding of the Court of Appeal relating to the appeal by the 2 convicted police officers accused of murdering Al Tantuya. We must understand here that the Malaysian judges and the Malaysian judiciary do not hold the sanctity of the law with the proper respect and decorum. For example, a lot of these affidavits have been perjured, and even when you prove perjury, the courts will ignore it at their will. I mean, what is the point of swearing an affidavit when it is proven that the affidavit submitted to the court contains perjurious matter? Why have any affidavit at all? So, I mean, there are a lot of other considerations. The court just disregard the law at their will. For example, in my case called Messrs. Lim and Ho versus Yap Chong Yi, Messrs. Lim and Ho sued me for damages for defamation. Well, I pleaded privilege that the statement is factually true. That is the defense of privilege. And my case went up before Judge Zabaria of the High Court at first instance. And according to the judgment of Judge Zabaria, the passage complained of by the plaintiff does not refer to them. It referred to somebody else. And that somebody else is Judge Zainun binti Muhammad Ali, which I clearly stated in exact terms that this passage referred to Judge Zainun binti Muhammad Ali. Well, since I pleaded privilege and that the facts of the passage complained of are true, and since Judge Zabaria held that this passage does not refer to the plaintiff, therefore there was no call for me to defend myself. I mean, what is there to defend? I mean, the passage does not refer to the plaintiff. Well, the plaintiff took this matter on appeal to the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal issued an order requiring me to pay a sum of $640,000 in damages to the plaintiff. There was no order supporting this. There was no judgment supporting this order. Well, the judges, in that sense, even in that sense, the judges do not understand what an order is and what a judgment is. An order is the execution of the judgment. In other words, the court has found you guilty on all these, on so many counts and whatever, and the order is an order to execute the finding of the judgment. The order by itself means nothing. It just means you have to pay up so much money. But then I'll ask the court, why am I made to pay up this amount? What is the reason for me to pay this amount of damages to Lim and Ho? That's how the system works. There must be a judgment, because the court cannot simply find against an innocent party. And I am, in that respect, an innocent party because there was no judgment. So in that respect, even the Court of Appeal in my case does not understand their function. They do not understand that they are judges of the Court of Appeal, and that if you want to punish, if you want to make a litigant pay damages, then you must justify your reason why he has to pay $640,000. What is the basis for that finding? Well, if there isn't a judgment, there cannot be an order, because there is no fault upon which the order can be made to act against me. Well, whatever that is, these judges have done that. Well, I believe these judges do not understand or are not aware of the provisions of the Malaysian Penal Code. Why is it I say that? Is because Section 217, 218 and Section 219 are the provisions that exactly punishes judges who act in the way that the Court of Appeal had acted. Why? Because there was no evidence of my defense to go before them. There was no evidence upon which the plaintiff appellant could have submitted to the court, because there was no hearing of my defense. In such a situation, the courts in England, in Singapore, in all the respected jurisdiction, and also in Malaysia, if they care to act on it, will be quashed on the grounds that it breaches the equitable rule, the rule in equity of audi alteram partem. In other words, in a trial, two parties must put their case before the court can come to a judgment. In this case, my evidence was never before the Court of Appeal. Therefore, the Court of Appeal had abused their powers by taking upon themselves to punish me. In actual fact, what the Court of Appeal did was to punish me for my accusation and charges against Judge Zainon binti Muhammad Ali of the Federal Court now. Well, she was the court of first instance when my wife's case went before her, and her conduct was inappropriate, totally out of line. Well, because Judge Zainon doesn't have the courage to sue me, Messrs. Lim and Ho took upon themselves to sue me. And the judges of the Court of Appeal, Judge Hisamuddin, Judge Zahara, and Judge Azahara, the three Penghulu judges, they took it upon themselves to wreak revenge on me for confronting Judge Zainon binti Muhammad Ali. Well, the case is this: if there was evidence against me whatsoever, even the slightest evidence, then in that case, the Court of Appeal can reverse the finding of the judge of first instance. But in my case, there was no need for defense. A defense was not required at all, because the judge had held that the passage referred to somebody else. So there was no reason for me to defend myself against the plaintiff appellant. So in that case, it's so obvious that these three Penghulu judges of the Court of Appeal had breached Section 217, 218 and 219 by their breach of the law in equity, the rule in equity called audi alteram partem. And because of that, the Attorney General is mandated to prosecute these 3 judges. But of course in Malaysia, these things don't happen. I mean, they just close an eye, and who can say what to who? Who do you go to enforce the law? When the judges themselves do not care to enforce the law, they deal with matters as they wish. They hold themselves totally unaccountable for their misconduct. And what can we as ordinary people do? There are so many cases there, not only Al Tantuya's case, because there is, as Dato Zaid said, material witnesses were not called. Why? That is the fault of the prosecutor. The Attorney General's chambers did not seriously pursue the prosecution. That's why material witnesses were not called. And therefore, at the Court of Appeal, when they find the appellant not guilty and acquitted them, so there is no way that these parties can be tried again. And all the sordid details about the involvement of Najib, the involvement of his wife, whatever her name is, and all those won't come out in the wash. You see, that is the reason why this case was prosecuted so badly, because they want to hide the evidence. They don't want to uncover the evidence which touch on Dato Sri Najib, Prime Minister, and his wife, whatever her name is, I can't remember now. That doesn't matter, because they are both deep in shit right up to their eyeballs. Well, anyway, that is the situation. The problem is, for me, I have no problem facing these 3 judges, because at some point I will come to KL and confront them. You see, the point is, when I confront them, am I allowed to defend myself according to law? That is the only issue that I have that bothers me. Anything else, I am not worried about those considerations. Only this: will the public come out and support my case, where I am not allowed to defend myself fully according to the law? Because if I am to defend myself fully, I will have to claim trial on the grounds that what I said of these 3 Penghulu judges are true in fact and in law. And therefore, their conduct will be put to the public for a full examination, whether or not they are guilty or innocent. Well, I will end here. I hope to post a few more videos on this matter and other associated matters. I have been absent from YouTube for some 2 or 3 months since the election, because I knew the election will be stolen from the opposition, and I knew that the opposition will win, and that's for sure, because 28 of the seats won by the BN government relate to postal votes. And who can approve that the government stuffed the ballot boxes with these postal votes? Who can see? Who can examine them? When even the indelible ink were delible in fact. So to what extent can you hold the government to account? Because everything is hidden, everything is a lie, everything is all bullshit, you know. Anyway, I've come to the end of my time, 15 minutes. I call it quits here. Thank you very much. See you later.